Let's take a look at this foundation plan. By the time when we finish this video, you should be able to locate column footings. See, all these are column footings. Columns, all these red rectangles are columns. Wall footings, all these brown lines are wall footings. And walls. I'm not saying you're gonna able to understand everything about them, but you should be able to see what these are for now. I mean, you're not gonna able to understand what's the bottom of footing elevation, what's the top of footing elevation, but for the beginning, this is good. And if you can locate all of this by looking at this drawing, we are in progress. Let's see where we left off. Okay, we had one column footing only, which is a square box. Okay, and another square inside is the column. And column footing called F10.0. Usually they call it CF10.0 or F10.0, whatever they call it. Whatever the structural engineer decide to call it, this is what it is. And they give us a schedule usually, and it says footing schedule, and it tells you footing F9.0, F10.0, 10 foot by 10 foot by 2 foot 7 deep. So this is how we know this F9.0 or F10.0 is a column footing. And this C24, the same as the column footing, they give us a column schedule. So this outside square box is column footing, inside square box is column. And if you want to see that in 3D, you can do that too. And this is column footing and a column. Now let's go back, and we extended our structure to two column footings, two columns, wall footing. WF wall footing 24 is the width of the wall footing. That's how they write. Sometimes they don't. But in this case, I put it WF24. W12 is 12-inch wall. That's the width of the wall. We don't know the height. We don't know any heights of this right now. We just want to see all these elements in the top view. We want to locate where the column footings, where the columns and walls are. That's all our aim. Okay, let's move on. Now, I made this little structure over here. Let's take a look at this. Right now, there are a couple things different here. I see some lines are dashed lines. You see here? And outside line of this column footing is solid lines, and inside lines are dashed. Why? Because there's a slab on grade on the top. So we have a slab over here. Let's go item by item. We got 4 column footings, okay? And we got wall footing. And now we put our columns, okay? Then we're gonna put our walls. And I put a grade beam over here. This grade beam, GB mean is grade beam. 24-inch wide, 24-inch depth grade beam. Okay, let's put it there. Okay, this is what we have here. Okay, this is our structure right now. 4 column footings. These are the wall footings, brown ones. These red ones are the columns, and green ones are the walls. So far, all good. And this blue one at the front is the grade beam. And this is how you see them. If you take this all out, this is how you see them. And you see these with dashed lines because I have slab on top. I have slab on top of this footing, so you can't see below. So that's why they have dashed lines. Same as the grade beam. Outside line is solid straight, but inside lines are dashed because they hidden underside the slab. All right. So far, I think you should be able to see what these are already. Okay, column footings, walls. It's simple. We are not going into any details of the depth or height of these elements. We just want to see it from the top elevation. Now, let's go to this plan. I'm going to hide everything. Let's hide everything here. All right. What's not hidden? All right, C. Let's take a look at this, for example. This one says F10.0, and this one says F11.0. What are these? We know those are dashed lines, is hidden underneath the slab, that's why. So these square boxes and this rectangles at the middle says C1. That's being some kind of column symbol, C1, whatever the probably 12 inch by 24 inch, whatever is the dimensions. And the footing schedule tells us the size of the footings. Now, we already know all these square boxes are column footings. All of these. I mean, I don't see any problem you to see this. Basically, all these square boxes are column footings. So I can say you should be able to locate all these column footings by now. Okay, columns. All the column footings for the columns, basically. They take the weight of the column and then they spread the weight of the column because column is tiny and you want to spread the weight. So footing at the bottom is wider, so you ground can hold the weight coming from the tiny column. That's why these are the column footings for columns. So that's why you should be able to locate the columns right at the middle of each column footing. And columns usually goes right at the center of the column footings to spread the weight evenly. And that's what it is over here. Some of them got two columns which are wider. Actually, these are two column footings they combined. If you look at here, F12, but there's no middle dash line over here. But they connected each other because there's no more space, so you better connect them, right? And the wall footings to carry walls, right? And wall footings are here. We call them continuous footings. They call them continuous footings as well. And these are the wall footings. Okay? And how we know these are the wall footings? Building perimeter always close up with the walls, either short or high, but all the building perimeters always has the walls. So these are the wall footings, and there are sections available. Remember, there are section callouts. This is, for example, section 7 on page S301. So we need to go to page S301, section 7, to find what's going on over here. Before we go there, remember this arrow pointing the direction we're gonna look. So this is the arrow. Remember, we go behind the arrow and we're looking behind to the arrow pointing direction, wherever the arrow pointed. Okay, so we look into we're looking this way. Okay, we're looking this way. We are here and looking this way. Now let's go to that page, 7S301. Let me see if I have it here. Yes, I do. This is the page S301, and this is the section 7. Let's go back a little bit quickly again. If I stand behind that, I don't know on the video, this is, I think, how it's going to be looking. If I'm behind the arrow, right, we're looking behind the arrow to direction. On my right side, there's a slab. This slab is going to be on my right side. Okay? So I'm not sure how it's gonna. This video is sometimes flips it. So it's gonna be, you gotta pay attention where the slab is on your right side, right? Let's go here, and this section 7 shows slab on your right side, and the left side you got outside dirt or something. There's nothing at the left side. Okay, now what's going on here? We got a wall. This is a wall. Remember, we have a perimeter wall at the perimeter of the building. This is the perimeter wall. It's a very high wall here. And it's actually a garage. It is a garage, cellar floor garage. And here we have the footing. This is the very low point of the structure we call footing. And this distributes the weight of the wall. That's footing. So it takes the weight from top and distributes the load like this. All right, in the dirt. So the bottom structure sits on the dirt called footing. All right, that's 2 foot wide. Let's go back to this guy. And this width of this is 2 foot 8. All right. I mean, if this scale is correct, you should be very close to 2'8". Yeah, we're right there. 2'9", 2'8", something like that. I came up with 2'9". You gotta zoom in maybe more. This is how it is. I hope you can see all these browns are wall footings. Basically, all these details will show us. Let's look at, for example, 1S307, 1, 2, 5. Let's look at this, 1S307 and 2S307. Come on. See, this 1S307, that's the wall footing. And what was the other one? 2S307. And that is a wall footing as well. So, and they have walls on top of them. They have walls on top of them. And when we put the walls back here, and all these greens are walls. Now, I think everybody can see this at this point, which ones are the column footings, columns, and wall footings and walls. Now, on next video, we're gonna go into the elevation for this. See these elevations, what these mean, and how we can set up those elevations. See here, we got step footings, they stepping down, stepping up, and we need to establish top of footing elevation for this column footings and wall footings. And the height of these walls are important as well. That will be in the next video.